Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Sweet Chain Live. My name's Matt Drake. This is episode 148, and it's the final one of 2023. And I'm joined by my guest this evening. Not my guest this evening, my co-host this evening, Morgan Harfeld. Good evening, Morgan.
Hey, Matt, I'll be your guest tonight. We don't need another guest. He's been talking a lot of garbage in the background. We'll just leave him off, or at least leave him for a little longer, I reckon.
Excellent. Look, how are you? How's your week?
Oh, it's had its ups and downs, man. It's had a good Christmas party at the weekend, but then the following couple of days after that, I think I caught a bit of a tummy bug, maybe a bit of cryptosporidum, and then the following 3 days were pretty horrible. Worst I've had in a long time, but we're on the rebound, we're on the mend, and ready to get back out on the course over the Christmas period.
Excellent.
And yourself, how's your week been?
Oh, yeah. So last week at work, finished up today. That was good. Been doing lots of prep for a wedding that I've got tomorrow, so that's going to be
awesome.
That's going to be good fun. And then so didn't manage to get out on Wednesday night, unfortunately. But maybe sneak some disc golf in at the weekend. Dog's got a groom, so I'm hoping that I can send him to the groomers, and she lives just around the corner from the Wainui golf course. Then I can dash out for a quick round while he's getting his haircut. Come back.
There you go.
But it's been a huge week. We've had quite a bit going on. Loads of Secret Santas have come through. Seeing on the thing. Absolutely brilliant. We'll get to more of that.
Yeah, and it looks like I'd say from what I've seen, about 95% of the people, no matter which way they voted, have decided to open their packages like I did.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So, right. So we'll get more into the Secret Santa stuff a little bit later on. But we've got a great show for you today. First up, we've got hot scores, and this is hot scores for the whole of 2023. Right. So you're going to want to listen out. Who is the best player around the course? Your local course. There's some
big, and I'm just looking over right now. There's some big scores,
huge scores,
big scores, man.
Ones that you just kind of go, wow, that really takes some doing. Then we've got our guest this evening, who is Andrew Falconer. He is the tournament director for the Garden City Open, and he's going to be talking to us about some of the plans that they've got for coming up for next year in the Garden City Open, which is in March. Then we've got the results of the Chainies. Now we spoke about this last week, and everybody's been voting.
And how many votes did we get, Matt?
133 people voted.
Oh, sheesh.
I can believe it. 133 people.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah, look, for a kickoff, thank you to 133 people who took time to presumably watch the show and find out about it, and also to then take the time to go in and do your voting on who you the public were going for the male and female player of the year, the male and female junior of the year, the breakthrough player of the year, and tournament of the year. We've got all the results for the Chainies coming up, along with some of the awards that you guys gave out as well. There was some quite entertaining ones, so we're going to go through those. We'll wrap it up with a bit of a Secret Santa kind of show and tell, and then we'll also go through some of the results, some of the tournaments coming up, and then that'll be us for 2023. There won't be a show next week, but the week after, which is the week before North Island Champs, the 4th of December, we will have a show there then, and we will be previewing North Island Champs, going through odds and picks and all that kind of stuff, and back for the new year. So
going to be some interesting picks for that week, I tell you what.
There will be. It's going to be very interesting. We are edging ever closer to our next giveaway. We need just 16 subscribers. So if you're listening to this and you're not currently subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and get us one step closer to our next giveaway. We'd love to do a giveaway on that first week of the new year. Really kick it off in some style. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't done already. Sorry,
what are you saying, bro? A ghost? Has a ghost walked in?
I don't think so. Just heard. Oh no, it must have been something outside. Oh. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's get on with the show. Right, so we're going to start off with hot scores. Morgan, This is for 2023. Take us through the champions of 2023.
As I said, man, I'm pretty excited looking through these scores. There's some huge ones, some shocking ones even. And we will just start right down, as always, weekly with Queen's Park. And we're going to go with Ethan Stout and Jaden Menzies. Big ups both of you shooting 15 under par to kick off the 2023 Champion Awards for the hot scores of the year. We're going to shoot over to Kingsford down in Invercargill and Dunedin, and we've got Jono Scott and Calvin Cummings with a 9 under par. Down in Brockville, we've got Francis Orange with a 10 under par. That's another huge score.
That's on a 9-hole course, don't forget.
That's huge.
That's
huge. Then we're going to go to the Gardens in Queenstown, and of course, Mikey Yu, who else? But then matching that, we've got Jay Watkinson from Christchurch, who must have been in town on the fly, both of them shooting a 16 under par. That is extremely hot. I have a funny feeling that Mikey's done that a couple times this year. I sort of remember seeing that in our group chats. Sticking with a 16 under par, we've got Mr. Leith Brody from Australia at Tucker Beach. 16 under par at Tucker Beach. Incredible. Absolute scenes.
How do you do that?
Man. Ely Point. We're just going to go Tucker Beach, Ely Point, and Lismore. All Leith Brody from Australia. He shot a 9 down at Ely. We said 16 down at Tucker's already, and he also shot a 16 down at Lismore. Incredible.
He was around in August, Leith Brody's from Australia, and he won the Sydney Open
Sydney Open, came 18th at the Aussie Champs we were looking at just before. And then we're going to shoot up to Jelly Park, and of course, Kelly Thompson with a 17 under par. I remember this one coming in. Huge score at Jelly. Ascot Park, we've got Daniel Frost with a 10 under par. Another not 9-holer, sorry. That is Queen's Park Reserve, my apologies. But still, 10 under par for Dan Frost at Ascot. We will shoot over to Queen's Park, and then we've got Kelly Thompson again in there with Khalib, Alan, Kokiri, Leach, 7 under par. So sorry if I just messed that up. Hopefully I nailed it. Huge score there, 7 under par on the 9-hole course. Then we're going to finish at Taylor River, where we've seen a lot of scores, a lot of shots, a lot of scores above par, I should say, for our hot score of the week. We've got Mr. Jeremy Brockenshire finishing us off in the south with 12 under par. Crazy.
Wow.
Huge score, man. Leith Brody taking out 3 of those. Kelly Thompson showing up a couple of times. I'm really stoked to see Jaden Menzies at the top there and Calvin Cummings. So shout out to all you guys that got up there. Amazing results throughout this year. Keep it going into 2024. How do we do up in the north for 2023, Matt?
We did equally as well. So starting off in Berhampore in the hills, Keith Furlow and Josh Groot tie the hot score for the year with a 9 under par at Berhampore. So that's hitting 9 of the 10 birdies out on the course. Absolutely superb work from them. Over at Hikoikoi, Andy Davey hits 8 under par. That's a 9-hole course as well. And there's some pretty tough holes to achieve that. So well done to Andy. Andy is the hot score at Harcourt Park, which for 2023, the hot score was set at 12 under par, which is just mental. So well done to him. That's just an incredible score. I suspect 12 under par, if he did that in a tournament, that 12 under par is going to be close to sort of 1050 plus. But yeah, that's just ridiculous. Linklater, Johnny Wake hits 12 under par again on a 9-hole course at Linklater. It's got 3 par 4s, so he's hit the eagle. He birdied everything and hit all 3 eagles. Conor McKinstry hit 6 under par at Maryland's. Over Spa Park Black, Callum Petman and Johnny Wake hit 9 under par around the Black course at Spa Park. Incredible. McLaren's Longs, known for being a really tough course, not for Joe Berry, who hits 11 under par. And finally, rounding us out in Henderson, Richard Waterson hits 16 under par. So yeah, ridiculous scores. Some really, really good disc golf being played up and down the country. So well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Into that list. So yeah. Right. Now we're going to go through. There's a little bit of news that's come through since the last show. I don't know if you've seen this. Corey Ellis is coming to New Zealand.
Corey is one of the, I don't know what the words are. I love Corey Ellis. He is an incredible player, and I feel like he's just below the radar for a lot of people that are watching pro disc golf.
Yeah.
Incredible player.
Yeah. I mean, took out the European Open.
Yep.
I mean, he took out the European Open even considering the scenes that were happening on, I think was it hole 16? And that was where Anthony Barella just trod on a landmine and took himself out. But still, Corey Ellis had to pull himself through and to take out the win. So it's going to be very good. What I will say is tip of the cap to my wife, who has got one of the best detective skills that I know. Within not very long, had managed to guess who the silhouette was based on the clues. Did the same with Paul Oman as well. So I shall be looking to her if there are any future announcements being made to tell me who they are. So
and we can start a new short podcast with a wee segment each week where we dissect the information and let her guess who it is.
I'm sure she'd love that. Yeah. So anyway, let's move on. That's going to be good. So Corey Ellis is playing all 4 of the Tour Down Under events. Should be good fun. And actually, if you're on any of the like buy, sell, swap pages for Discraft, all the worldwide ones, not just the New Zealand ones. But if you're on, he's shifting plastic. So if you want to get yourself some sweet deals on some Corey Ellis's own personal stash, then if you're successful in purchasing them via the auctions there, then I'm sure he'll bring them to New Zealand and give them to you, so they don't have to ship it.
Are you just claiming space in his bag right away, Matt?
I haven't. No. I'm not having a look. I'm just saying it would. He's going to be presumably he's bringing some discs anyway. So that would be something to have a look at. Anyway, some pretty rare discs on there actually. Some test flight stuff and some pretty unique stuff going on. So yeah. Anyway, right. Let's get on with bringing our guest in this evening, who is none other than the TD of the Garden City Open, which, as you recall, was played host to South Island Champs earlier on this year in, was it February? I think it was February.
I think it was, yeah.
Now, it seems like a long way away, but I'm sure
Maybe
for
March.
him, I'm sure for him that
February 3rd to 5th.
February 3rd to 5th, there it was. So let's welcome in our guest at this time, is Andrew Falconer. Good evening, Andrew.
How you going?
Yeah, very good, thanks. How are you?
Yep, doing pretty good. Last day of work, so feeling even better.
Yeah, it's getting to that stage, like the it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas for many people.
Look, Andrew, I did tell you in the green room, stop rubbing it in, all right? Some of us are still working.
You got one tomorrow, Morgan. You got to go in tomorrow.
Oh, I'm working through. I'm off Christmas Day, and that's about it.
Oh wow!
We've got to make that cheddar. We've got things coming up in 2024. We've got events to get to.
Yeah, ain't that true?
So, Andrew, we spoke just now about GCO was in beginning of February, and I can imagine that it was pretty soon after it finished that you started planning the next one. Is that
pretty much? I mean, obviously we finished it and we kind of crashed as you do after big tournaments like that, and that was our first one, obviously, and so we were absolutely knackered. We put in long hours, especially just during the tournament, putting the baskets out, taking the baskets in and stuff. And we had a team of guys doing that, but even then, just making sure. So we crashed for a while, but yes, we basically almost started planning for the next one.
Excellent. And how is that planning going? You're pretty deep into it now. You got only 3 months left? 3
months out, yeah. Well, you can't really say 3 months because Christmas comes and everything shuts down at Christmas. Nobody wants to. You can't. It's hard to get anything done over Christmas. Yeah. So really, realistically, 2.5 months at the best. Mm-hmm. But it's coming along. Obviously, because we've got the experience of the last GCO, which we keep on saying last year, but it was this year. But it's just, I don't know. Everybody seems to talk about it as the last year, but yeah, no, it's coming along, and just with everything that we did, we had a lot of stuff documented, and it was just a matter of, plug and play type thing, and move on and work on the next one. So
having a club such as yours, I mean, I don't actually. You're not the actual tournament director. You're one of the event directors. Am I correct?
That's correct. Yeah. The tournament directors right now. We'll obviously have Avery as a TD as well, but Ewan and Zach
Taylor,
Zach Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have got like a really strong group that are right at the top, though, sort of running everything that's happening up in Christchurch. I mean, with such a big event and so many moving parts, one tournament director can't do everything. It really needs to be handled by a number of you guys, and that's what makes a good event, is having all of you guys on hand.
Yeah, well, and the committee. I mean, basically, it comes down to the committee and those guys that we work all together and just. We plow in and get it done, so it's good. But we got people like you and Lo, they do heaps in the background, and Zach as well, and just so much that they do that people don't see. But the whole committee as a whole, I mean, obviously it's there's a lot of work that goes involved in there, and meeting behind meeting. As we get closer, we have more and more meetings, and so yeah.
So what were some of talk us through what some of the kind of key takeaways or feedback that you kind of either received or you kind of when you reflected on it yourself or as a group, what were some of the key kind of successes and maybe if you had a do-over, which you do in March, what would you slightly change? What was talk us through that.
There's not a hang of a lot we would change, to be honest. I think I'd like to say that we got most of it right. Yeah, we got a few things wrong. Being our first event, and why pick a little one? We picked a big one instead. And but probably just a few things like we felt we had pretty good courses, but there are a few loosenesses about it. Like, for example, I think it was hole number 3 where you could just chuck plastic out anywhere, and who cares? Wherever you landed, you had another upshot. So it was a long. You had the one Mando big tree. So it was number 3. So
around to the right.
Yeah, around the tree, and it was all the way to the other, across a couple fairways. But you could just throw out anywhere out there. So we took that on board this year. So just to go back a step, we'll be doing basically essentially a very, very close to the blue course where the pros played last year, earlier this see, there I go. And with a few modifications to it. I think another one was hole 17, which was the one in the trees, running there. We had a drop zone right in the middle of it, and we were, a few people said, don't put that right in the middle because it's a distraction. It's in the way. It's just have it off to the side. You don't have to have it in the middle. So there are little things like that we've taken on board and gone, okay, those are some things we need to fix, make it a little bit better. We'll probably modify a couple holes just a little bit. The course has changed a little bit. They now have all their greens. I don't know if you noticed when we were there in February, some of the greens had been destroyed because of a mix-up in chemicals that they used. Now they've got all the greens back, so we may have to change the shape of some of the holes, but nothing major.
So we're down to one course this year?
At this stage, yes.
Yep. And limited the numbers down to 150.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yep. So is that due to not wanting to take on as many people as last year, or just being able to really focus on a smaller group of people?
Probably a couple of things, to be honest. I think because there are so many tournaments for people to choose out there. This is my own opinion. I think that big size tournaments are probably not the thing right now. To get to 200, 250 players now, I think that's asking a hang of a lot. There's so many tournaments you can go to. I mean, it's January, February are jammed packed. You can have this tournament every weekend if you wanted to, pretty much all of January and February. So I think the numbers are probably going to drop down a little bit. That's my own opinion. That's my feeling that I'm getting for it. So we've kind of said, well, let's do it again. Let's make it as big, obviously with lesser numbers, but let's make it as big as last time, but just lesser numbers. That's all.
Yeah. So is that a confirmation then that Avery and Maverick are coming back?
Absolutely, 100%. Avery and Maverick are coming back. Yes.
Because I've been looking through the player lists of who's coming, and there's someone else who's coming. Do you want to talk us through someone in the FPO division who's listed?
Yeah, Amy Whitmore's coming.
Amy Whitmore.
Amy Whitmore will be there. Yeah.
Anyone else, baby?
Yeah, second person on that list, I guess, is Ella Hansen.
That is ridiculous. That's fantastic.
We're absolutely stoked that she's coming. It was kind of an interesting one because we were in these conversations talking about it, trying to get it across, and basically the way I found out was she had told Avery, "Yep, I'm 100% committed to it," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I was trying to get a hold of Ewan, and I went onto the disc golf scene, and her name was there, and I was like, "Oh yeah," Ewan was quick in putting her name in there, and she'd actually signed up herself.
Oh wow! Just straight on disc golf scene. There you go.
Us. Yeah.
There you go. That's amazing. Ella Hansen, I have to say, is one of my favorite FPO players because she's ex-Ultimate, and so that's for me. I can relate a little bit to that transition. So yeah. That's awesome.
It's going to be also. It's good because one of our things with the club anyway this year is we've been trying to promote kids, the younger kids, because they're basically our future of disc golf.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a ton of talent coming through with those young guys right now, and obviously we'd love to grow women in sport. I mean, we need more women playing, and I was just seeing Armageddon. I think 21.
Yeah, we were just saying that earlier. I just had a quick peek through there a couple of hours ago, and I went, "Oh, whoosh, 21 players." I mean, I think there's 59 signed up on disc golf scene right now, and 21 of those are the ladies. That's amazing.
So that's awesome. So yeah, but yeah, no, we're absolutely stoked that Ella's coming, and yeah, it's something we're really looking forward to.
Yeah, top 10 FPO in the world, number 9.
Yep. Number 9, yeah.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And it was great having Maverick and Avery here as well. I went to their clinic at Jelly Park when they were here, and it was brilliant. Great fun, real good fun. Very engaging. Very, I learned heaps just watching them go through and teaching other people. It was fantastic. Similar kind of setup, do you think?
Yep, and we'll be doing that all over again. Yep, absolutely.
That's fantastic.
Both those guys are super excited to get back out here. I've been talking to Mav quite a lot just the last, the last couple of weeks just for Roxburgh and our sponsorship there, and he's just hyped to get back out here. I'm gutted they can't make it for Roxburgh a little bit too early in the year, but man, they're super excited. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, the message that we got from Avery basically was Maverick 100%. Myself, 1,000%. So they're super committed and super stoked to be coming over, and they can't wait to get over here again.
And you got the Discmania sponsorship. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Is that the right word for it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fantastic as well, right? To have that kind of backing.
It's got to be, right.
Excellent. So, have you got anything that's? Have you got what is your biggest priorities between now and sort of maybe you said things close down over Christmas. So, talk us through January. What's January going to look like for you? What will have been done by the end of January that hasn't been done yet?
Can I say this? In January, we're hoping to. If everything goes well, we're hoping to possibly have at minimum a semi-permanent course at Hagley Golf Park.
Oh wow!
So that's something that we're working towards. At minimum, hopefully a semi-permanent, so that we're not having to take the baskets in and out every night.
So just like a sleeve in the ground.
Yep, a sleeve in the ground. and obviously, we're working towards trying to get something more permanent there full time. So, but that's we're in talks of that, and that's where we're trying to head towards. So that's probably one of my biggest things, just trying to do that, because if we can save ourselves all that time during tournament time, I might actually get down to Avery and Maverick's clinics.
Excellent.
I might learn something myself.
I was going to say, man, I'm just looking at the MA50 division, and it's the stalwarts there. You guys are always there battling it out together, and I'm sure that you'd like to learn at least one or two more things to get the upper hand on Mr. Leon.
Yes, I let that one slip away at Waitapu, didn't I? So we won't talk about that, Leon.
Excellent. So it's there's currently 96 people signed up. You've got 150 spaces. I suspect that'll increase. I don't see any reason why this wouldn't sell out, honestly, because it was my favorite tournament of the year of 2023. Morgan, I know it was one of your favorites as well. And it was for having seen the results of the which I won't give anything away, but having seen the results of the tournament of the year, it was a lot of people's favorite as well. So it's going to be a good event. Have you got any thought? Have you got the kind of what was it, like the retailer alley kind of thing going on again?
That's what we're planning on trying to do. We may have to work that one a little bit more, because obviously we had to get shouted by a few cyclists trying to go through there and stuff like that. So we hopefully trying to work with council to see if we can't set something up so that because that was a really cool thing. That gave that whole event quite a bit of atmosphere, having everybody right there. So that's our plan. We'd still like to do that again, and just get everybody, as many people as we can out there doing stuff. And it's just a great central space. Especially last time, I mean, having two courses, I mean, that's not often heard of, where you can have both courses right in one place. So we're hoping to have parts of the red course set up just for after games and stuff like that, and maybe trying to get people from the public to have a go on the maybe even just 9 holes or something like that. So that's what we're kind of looking at to try and do. So.
I know it gives it there's not too many places that offer practice holes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's part of it too. So try and have that so people can actually have a place to practice. Yeah. Not just have the place to warm up, throwing your disc, but actually be able to go and have baskets to go towards and stuff, which some people really do like.
Yeah, totally. I would totally play a warm up 9 if that was available.
Yeah. That's not something that's even possible at most locations. The Hagley being so big, and you taking out one of the courses and going to 18 or however many you're going to do, and having all that rest of that space you've used in the past. It's awesome.
That's right. You use all the holes you can get your hands on, right? Normally, if that's the case. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So look, is there anything that you're kind of concerned about, or you're worried about, or have you got pretty much everything in check from having done it last year, and it's just a case of hard work, ticking through boxes, and getting it done?
Oh no, not concerned. No, I think we're pretty well covered. Obviously, it's. You always want more sponsors and stuff like that to help beef up everything, so that we can give better prizes and stuff like that as well. But no, for the most part, I think we're pretty well in check and well on the way. So I think I'm pretty happy with where we're at so far. I'm not panicking.
Oh, that's good.
Yet panic slowly.
Like it.
No.
And Morgan, the GCO is the 4th of 5 events. Is that right?
Yep, 4th with Armageddon being the 5th.
It's a pretty key event, right? You've got to, it could be the event, you have to really put yourself into a position to,
absolutely. Yeah.
If by the end of GCO you're not there or thereabouts, then you're pretty much out of it if you're looking to take out one of the divisions and win some of the incredible prizes you've spoken about before.
Yeah, I mean, with what's on offer, I mean, when it comes down to those divisions with those big prizes, you've got to be looking at who's playing all of them or who's playing selected ones, and where do you want to try and catch some points that someone else might not be able to, and capitalise on that. So, I mean, it comes down to the nitty-gritty. It's only 5 events, man. So
yeah, that's it. I mean, the first event, you can kind of, if you play poorly at the first event, it's probably not game over. But if you're not there or thereabouts after the 4th event, yeah, it's going to be real tough, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's going to be a key event, actually, key event for everyone. Wow, there we go.
But yeah, how's Andrew? You sort of worked in the background with us with the NZ Elite Series. Like, how's things been going from a club's point of view with the Elite Series for you guys? You guys pretty happy?
Yeah, no, we're happy, full on board with that, and I mean, yeah, no, it's I think we're going places, and that's cool, and our committee's full on board with it. So, and then most people that I talk to, you know, the club members and stuff like that, they're excited about it. So
yeah, for sure. I was up in Christchurch recently. I was up in Christchurch recently and spoke to a number of people up there, and you know, they were all saying the same sort of things, man. Like, which made me excited. You know, people coming up to me that I have no offense to you guys that are out there, I just haven't had the pleasure of meeting before, but people coming up to the course because they've maybe seen me here or TDing other events, and you know, just saying, awesome job and what we're doing. And there's so much, excuse me, got a cough going on. Just that sickness is still hanging around, unfortunately. There's so much good stuff happening around the country, not even just with the Elite Series, and just different parties jumping in with these different events and tours and things that are going on. Like, the country as a whole's going places. Like, it is really taking a massive stride in this last 12 months. And I mean, I just can't wait to see where everyone's got to in 12 months and then 12 months beyond this, because it's really going to go from small steps to really big strides, I believe, for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about it is hopefully through all of these, you know, different things that are going on and stuff, disc golf wins.
Absolutely.
And, you know, and that's been my, you know, one of my main goals is we want to grow disc golf. I mean, that's, you know, have more people playing, and not just playing, but playing good disc golf as well. So you can have those starters that just want to be out, you know, have fun all the time, and obviously the good guys that want to have fun as well. But then they're also serious about it, and you know, and it's just growing the sport. And I mean, this is one way to do it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's gonna be real good. I'm gonna, Morgan, obviously you're there, you're registered and going. I'm not going to be able to promise that I'm going to be able to make it, unfortunately, due to I'll have a new baby. So yeah, I'll have things to do. But
same excuse, another event.
I know. But no, I've got to make sure that we do the right thing there. And in a few years' time, I'll be at everything. Don't you worry about that. I'll be caddying for the kids, whether they like it or not. So yeah,
that's one thing we are doing for the GCO. We've got, thanks to Generation Disc Golf and NZDSS, we've got 20 kids. We've got 20 spots for kids under 15 to sign up for free. You know, once again, you know, that's as I was saying before, we're trying to grow the kids side of it, and I think we've got 8, 9 signed up so far. Yeah, and hopefully we'll fill those 20 spots. That'd be awesome if we can. So,
yeah, I mean, so if there's any local people there, or you know, normally when you go to a tournament, you're looking at the costs, and sure, junior tournaments are normally a bit cheaper than MPO, for example. However, with this tournament, it's free once you've got there, right? So the whole weekend's entertainment is free of charge. Your lunch is included in your free tournament ticket. Is that right, or it's a couple of bucks probably? Yes. And then so really you're just getting there. So you know, you should have every kid in Christchurch signing up for this, because it's you know, it's a weekend of free entertainment, right?
We've got one of our committee members that's just really started getting involved with. He's a school teacher, and they've got a disc golf course at their school, and he's starting to get into school stuff. Oh, Matt Van Root, and he's starting to get into school stuff. So hopefully through that we'll get a few more signed up to the GCO. So
We might just have to tell them that they're putting them in detention and you've got to go play.
Yeah. I still want them to be out there, not making them to be out there.
No, as Matt said, no matter if they like it or not, he'll have them there.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Outrageous. Excellent. Well, look, Andrew, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been good fun, and we've learned a lot from having you on. Very much looking forward to the event at the end of March. Very best of luck with the preparations, and well, I'm sure we'll speak to you again. We'll if not, we'll see you at the end of March.
Okay, sounds good.
Lovely.
Yeah, right. Talk to you soon.
Have a good one.
Yep. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Cheers.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
There we go. Very look. I mean, I know it's not just Andrew. I know that there's a lot of team. There's a lot of people in that team at Christchurch.
Oh, it's massive.
Who do a lot of the tournament organising, but they do a fantastic job. They're really connected, really on the same page, and are all people who get stuff done, which is
One thing he touched on there though, and we kind of just skirted over it, was like that was their first tournament, like proper, the tour event, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I think all the experience from all of the smaller stuff that they do on Sundays up in Christchurch, every weekend in their leagues and everything that they run up there, that allowed them the ability to actually walk into a big event and have a pretty good understanding of what it takes, because it's a hell of a lot, especially when they're running an event that was blimmin' 200 plus players, whatever it was last year. Because I've never run anything that size. That's massive.
Yeah, that was crazy. To just do that off the bat was ridiculous.
And no offense to anyone that's there, but they wouldn't be incapable. But making it such a good event with just having one or two people with that experience would have been near on impossible. So having that massive collective of those guys that are steering the ship was super necessary, and they did an awesome job. So bring on GCO 2024. I, for one, am very much looking forward to it as a player.
Absolutely. I shall be looking with anticipation at everything that's going on it, and it looks like it's going to be fantastic. Honestly. So yeah, very much looking forward to seeing that. Excellent. Right, now let's move on to the Chainies. So these were the inaugural Sweet Chain end of year awards. Now, so how it worked, we last week, Morgan and I went through our finalists of the male and female players of the year, male and female junior players of the year, breakthrough player of the year, and tournament of the year. And we gave a bit of a conversation and a discussion over the finalists and why we picked them, etc. And there was some, it was a really good chat. We had lots of input from the chat who was saying, "Oh, you've forgotten about this person," etc. And so, yeah, it was that was great. And we published the voting form straight after the show finished, and people have been voting. 133 people voted. I couldn't believe it. After the first day, we were up to like 30 or 40, and I was like, "Oh, that's the people who've watched the show, and that's probably about it." And they just kept going up as the week went on.
You were sending me messages throughout the week, just like, bam, this many, bam, this many. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome, man! I'm stoked."
So thank you to everybody who voted. It really does mean a lot, and also means that it adds a little bit of, oomph, if you like, to the results. It wasn't just me and Morgan who voted; it was a lot of you. So here we go. Right, let's go through some of the results then.
Where are we starting, Matt? What's our first award?
Well, let's start with the male player of the year. Okay.
All right.
So let's just bring this.
Now, guys, Matt has a slightly different list to me. I think he wanted to keep it a surprise or make me count every name that's on my screen. And I'll just tell you that this looks close. This looks close without counting. It's close.
So it is sort of close. The male player of the year wasn't that close, honestly. Some of them were closer than others, but the male player of the year wasn't as close as others. Morgan, who do you think took out the crown?
Well, it's not this guy right here, so I guess we'll have to look at Levi Stout.
Absolutely right. The winner of the Sweet Chain inaugural Cheney for Male Player of the Year is indeed Levi Stout with 73% of the vote. 74%, which is huge. Second place was Jacko, who had a very good year as well. But yeah, in this case, Levi Stout is the Male Player of the Year. So well done to Levi. Congratulations. He's had an absolutely fantastic year and has just bossed New Zealand disc golf, quite honestly, since coming back from the States in the middle of the year. Finished 5th at World Juniors, and then since then has just won everything. So yeah. Right, let's move on. The next award is for the Female Player of the Year, and we had a little bit more of a split here, and we also had some votes for other people who weren't in this group. So yeah, so the some of the other votes, Megan Merrick got a few votes, Amy Whitmore got quite a few votes, Nicholas Stout got a few votes, but the winner of the Female Player of the Year, Morgan.
Is this you wanting me to guess? Because I tell you what, I can't. There's so many in this list.
Haley Flintoff was the Female Player of the Year, 41% of the vote. So well done to Haley. Yeah, winning it relatively comfortably in the end. Victoria Speller came second with 23% of the vote. So yeah.
Not big.
Next one's not the closest one, but it's the closest one of all the player awards. Okay, and that's the Male Junior of the Year. So up for this was Sam Lycan, Jai Tufunga, Connor Rance, and Magnus Davidson. Lots of chat here about how do you this was a common theme throughout both the junior divisions, actually, was how do you decide? What's your criteria for deciding? And really, the criteria was left up to you, the voter, to decide. It was
basically just age.
Well, what do you mean?
Really? Well, I mean, because are we talking about division-wise? Like, did they play junior divisions? Are they under 18? Oh, actually, no, we did talk about this, sorry, last week. So yeah, we couldn't give it to Levi. I remember now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. We couldn't give it to Levi because he didn't play any junior tournaments, right? Apart from World Juniors, which is slightly different. But majority of his time was spent in MPO. But this one was pretty close, right? So this one was pretty close. The winner of the Male Junior of the Year for the inaugural Cheney, taking out the title is Sam Lycan with 47% of the vote. Connor Rance came in second there. So, but well done to Sam Lycan for taking that out. 47% of the country agree. So yeah.
Sam killed it this year. So did Connor, but man, yeah, Sam, you are the man.
Yeah, he played incredibly well, and
yes,
it's great to see him actually stepping up for future tournaments. He's playing in MA1 at GCO, so you can see how that kind of progression. He just skipped over all the MA2 and MA3. He hasn't got time for that. Just straight in at MA1. It's fantastic.
Well, I mean, when we've reviewed his scores, throughout the year, his scores are stacked right up there in MA1. So.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Right now, moving
on Junior Player of the Year.
To the Female Junior Player of the Year, indeed. So this one was really a choice of two. You had Sarah Wadsworth on one hand, who was New Zealand's first ever world champion, and the FJ08 Junior World Champion, which is just an incredible feat, right?
Let's not skip over that, Sarah. You're an absolute champion, not just to the world, but to us here. Sweet Chain Music.
Absolutely. And the other was Alison Tweedy, who has just kind of bossed the female junior division, right, and has started now playing FA1 and has started winning in FA1, which is terrifying, quite frankly. And the winner of the female junior of the year in the inaugural Cheneys is Alison Tweedy with 59% of the vote. So
Wow.
pretty close, close, 60-40 between the two. So well done to Alison. Fantastic achievement. And look, I'm really looking forward to seeing how 2024 is gonna how well she's going to play in 2024. If you think about the difference in the quality of her play from this time last year to now, if we see a similar kind of increase, which is perfectly possible, then it's going to be.
She's a talented multi-sport athlete too. She's not just playing disc golf. I think she's playing a bit of stickball and a couple other games in there as well.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Right, now we move on to Breakout Player of the Year. And there was a few votes here. There was the finalists for Breakout Player of the Year was Isaac Latter, Dan Hunter, Luke Hempel, and Johnny Wake. Morgan, who was your money on?
I put it on Johnny Wake. I've been singing his praises all year.
Yes,
the man's been incredible. Looking forward to having a wee battle with him at where are we going? Armageddon.
So just to be clear, Johnny Wake at this time last year had never played disc golf. It was Boxing Day last year that was the first time he played, and if you look at his U-disc, I stayed in the same house as Steve Lawson's house, actually, at Topor Thermal Throwdown, with Johnny, and we were comparing each other's U-disc profiles, and mine goes back to 2018, and Johnny's has got 2 rounds from 2022, but he's got, like, I don't know, 400 rounds or something silly like that in 2023. It's
wow.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
We should have figured that one out now. Who's played the most rounds in New Zealand? Yeah,
it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough to do, but we'll get to that in a minute. Because the winner of the Breakout Player of the Year is Johnny Wake with 50% of the vote. So well done to Johnny. As we said, it's quite fitting, I think, that he wins this.
I think so. I couldn't talk him up for my and yourself, but we couldn't talk him up so much on this show for him not to win. Yeah, thank you, team, for supporting us, for supporting him.
Absolutely. Right, and now finally, we come to Tournament of the Year. There was quite a bit of now this was the one that was the closest, right? And this one was the one that was the closest. There was 5 tournaments which kind of, I guess, got more votes than others, and 2 of those 5 that really got more votes than others. Okay, so honourable mentions to the other 3, which were Wahitapu, Topor Classic, and West Side of Woodville. Okay. So Morgan, Wahitapu's your one. Topor Classic up in the middle of the North Island, brilliantly run tournament there, and of course Ryan Kiddo's West Side of Woodville, which is a bit of a cult classic already. So I
will make it there one day. Promise, Kiddo, I will. I just want the barbecue. I'm not going to lie.
But the winner, you can probably guess which of the other 2. But the winner of the Sweet Chain Award for Tournament of the Year, by a pretty narrow margin and a total of 6 votes, 133 people voted, and there was a difference of 6 between the winner and second place, and the winner was the Southern Smash with 27% of the vote. So very well done. I really enjoyed the Smash, actually. I thought they did a fantastic job there of nationals last year. Yes. Of course, it's on your Elite Series this year as well. Week after Roxburgh, so that's the 3rd event of the series. So moving event, if you like, if you call it that. I guess it could be.
Could be.
But yes, it's going to be a good time. So well done to the Southern Smash Tournament of the Year 2023. Now we had a few other awards that we asked for what are your awards that you'd like to give out, or people that you'd like to shout out? And we've had a few through. I'll go through some of my highlights, and then maybe Morgan, if you go through some of the ones that you've seen.
Sure thing.
So Disc Golf Dunedin came out. Quite a few people voted for Disc Golf Dunedin as Club of the Year. So yeah, big shout out to them. You're obviously doing something right. Loudest on the course, Kath Headley. I think if anyone's played with Kath or even been in the same town as when Kath's playing, then you can probably vouch for that.
I think we get on well, Kath.
Yeah. so well done to Kath. Longest prize giving, Moonbase at Twizel. Was that? Do you remember that? Is that fair?
I didn't go, but
or did you leave before it?
No, I didn't play. It was I was working. No, I was actually away that weekend.
Okay.
But yeah, no, they do long prize givings, but they're good. There's always some really good speeches. I rate it.
Okay. All right. That's good. Who else have we got coming in here? Oh, a few shout outs for Shot of the Year, or so the Shot of the Year. One of the ones that was picked out was Dwan Fisher's ace that was caught on Gatekeeper Media. Do you remember that from when you played in?
Yeah, sure do. Yeah.
That was named as one of them. Another shot that stands out for me as being one of the shots of the year was at Nationals, hole 17, Maxime Tonge, round 2, I think it is. Someone mentioned it.
Round 2, second shot on hole 17.
Hole 17, which, if you can remember hole 17, the basket is, you've got a long fairway, and then right at the end of this fairway, you've got a row of trees on your right-hand side, and the basket is the other side of this row of trees. It's a par 4, I want to say. Par 4. That very few people birdied, simply because you had to play like an S shot. You had to place your first shot very well and get it very far up the fairway. And then you had to bust through a line of trees that was, again, a full drive away. And yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy to see, honestly.
Yeah, it was. It was absolutely insane.
Yeah. Which are some of the ones that you've picked out, Morgan? As some of the
you sort of pulled up a couple. There was one. Sorry, let me just scroll back across to it. Calvin Cummings, with the youth development and promotion of disc golf. He's got the WFC channel going on YouTube. He's just done the skins match for us up at Wahi. Him and Marie, his partner there, are just doing all sorts of good stuff in the area and around the country, around the South Island. So yeah, big shout out to those guys. And I love the energy you guys brought to the event. Blooming amazing, guys. Keep it up. Sorry, mate. I did see another one. Just trying to scroll back across. Growing the Game Award, Mr. Ken Harris, for the tireless efforts working with Kiwi Sport and introducing the game to hundreds of Taupo school kids.
Yeah, I don't know if you've just seen as well. You might have seen on their Facebook. Their Taupo Disc Golf is now on the tourist sign. So as you drive through,
I did. It's on the bottom row there.
That's it. When you drive through, it says disc golf course on like the on the sign. So yeah, that'll get a few more eyes hopefully, and a few more people stopping by.
Yeah, for sure. I forgot again. Calvin, clutch part of the year. Calvin Cummings skins match. I'm going to show off mine by saying, and we've already said it once, but Sarah Wadsworth, New Zealand's first disc golf world champion.
Absolutely. What a year.
I'll leave it at that.
Yes, that's incredible. So look, thank you so much for sending through all of your own awards and shout outs that you wanted. That was fantastic and very well done to Levi, Haley, Sam, Alison, Johnny, and to the Southern Smash for winning the inaugural Cheney award. We'll be back next year with the Cheneys. We might do slightly different things. We might add a few more categories in, but I think the format worked quite well. But we'd be keen to hear your thoughts. If you think that we can do it slightly differently, I like the idea that we pick the finalists. So there's a bit of controversy there as to whether it gets in, and that's no bad thing. And then you guys pick the winner after we've, and you feel free to pick your own person if you think that we've got it horrendously wrong.
We sort of came up with this one not late in the piece, but definitely later in the year. And I think with a little bit further thought gone into this, we can definitely come up with some really good categories, rather not divisions, categories for 2024's awards.
Totally. Something else that we did relatively late in the year was Secret Santa. So let's just have a quick look at this. I don't know if you've let me just grab the page. So we can there it is. Let me just grab the page up so that we can see what we're doing. Here we are. Here we go. So this is the New Zealand Disc Golf Secret Santa Facebook page. Let's just have a quick look. So there we are. Present from got given to Simon Fogarty. There he is opening. The man, the myth, the legend, Simon Fogarty. If you ever wanted to know what he looks like, that's what he looks like. So yeah, and a great prize there. Dan Smith. This is a custom die. Look at that buzz bar on an Envy. Love it.
Yeah, good.
That's pretty good.
I see that. Definitely did not pick up on that until right now.
No one else has got one of those. That's fantastic. Alison Tweedy's haul. This is quite the haul. That's incredible. Ephraim Russell with a good bunch of discs there. That looks some sweet plastic, actually. It's Alan doing his doing his unboxing. Yeah, look, I think there's been some insane prizes that have not prizes, Secret Santa gifts that have come out this year, which has been fantastic to see. Look, I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed watching people get involved and all the gifts being sent and then people opening them and stuff. I've really enjoyed that. Chat, let us know what your feedback is. Please feel free to send your feedback through to Morgan and myself directly, and we'll take it into account next year. I think something which we will be doing next year, a condition that we will add in, is that discs need to be brand new. There are a couple of bits of feedback we heard where some slightly more than field tested discs were handed off, and that's not really the spirit. So we will be saying they need to be brand new.
We do appreciate the thought, and it might have been a lapse on our behalf of explaining the rules. So guys, we appreciate you all getting involved, and whatever you got, get out there, chuck it. I mean, if there's a disc that you got that you're not, it's not going to go in your bag, and it's not a wall hanger. Maybe go and find someone out on the course to donate that to and get them into the sport.
Yeah, totally. But I think overall it was pretty good, and we had a lot of fun. And so we'll be bringing it back next year. So look out in sort of late October, November time next year, and we'll be doing the same again. So yeah, right. I think that's pretty much it from us for this year. Let's just give you a quick reminder of the events that are coming up in the next, which one do we want? This one here. The upcoming events in the first bit of next year, which is absolutely ram-packed in January, February. You've really got your pick of where you want to go from all over the country. So Egg Monster kicks us off first weekend, and it's the Roxburgh Open, Southern Smash, Seafarer and the Topol Classic, twinning it on the end of January. with A Midsummer's Dream up in Christchurch. So really sport for choice that weekend. New Zealand Nationals up in Auckland, the second of the Tour Down Under events. Bottle Lake Open the week after that, then Paradise Place in Wanaka, followed by Ashburton Queenstown Classic, Garden City Open. We spoke to Andrew Falconer earlier on today, and Montana Flat in April.
And Armageddon, 6th and 7th of April. We don't quite have that one slipped in there yet.
We do need to put Armageddon 6th and 7th of April in there. It will be in there for next time. All that it remains for me to do now is to say, look, compliments of the season to everybody. A very Merry Christmas. Have a fantastic couple of weeks. We won't be here next week, so, you get your Thursday night back. But look, very, very Merry Christmas. Have a lovely time with your friends and family, doing whatever you get up to. Enjoy it. Hopefully get out on the disc golf course sometime. And we will see you in the new year. The very happiest of New Year's and a very successful 2024 to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for a very good year, Matt.
Oh, look, it's been good fun. It's been good fun. I this is the third year now that we've been doing this. It's crazy. And so yeah, look, we're looking forward to the fourth year. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Take it easy, play well, get some birdies, and we'll see you next year.